Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome. Welcome back to our so-called Dhurandhar series. Correct? Here we are with all the important topics. Every bit of the topic covered from scratch for you people coming in SSC, RRB, any exams. I have tried to cover them in depth, and also I'm bringing practice questions in all the topics. So, Oliveboard team is here with you. Stay with us. Correct. Stay tuned. Please see the whole series. I have brought every topic with a set of practice questions. These questions involve PYQs as well. So make sure you give them utmost importance. Today, the topic is the Central Legislature. Correct? The organizational structure. We'll see about the sessions, procedures of the Indian Parliament. Okay. So let us jump in. We follow the Westminster Foundation. Correct? We follow the Westminster model. The constitutional mandate is given in Article 79 to Article 122 in Part 5 of the Indian Constitution. Okay, we have done Part 2, 3, 4, 4, etc. The Parliament is the supreme authority, or you can say the supreme legislative body of the Union government. That means no one can make laws above Parliament. It is the supreme legislative body. Okay. First general elections took place in 1951, as you can see, and first elected parliament was convened in 1952. 1952 was the first convened parliament. Okay. In India, it is a presidential system which works. Our Donald Trump works under the presidential system. Legislature is there, but president presides. But in Indian pattern, president is a part of parliament. So parliament is Rajya Sabha plus Lok Sabha plus President of India. Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, and the President of India. Okay. Rajya Sabha is also called as upper house or permanent house because Rajya Sabha never gets dissolved. Okay. Rajya Sabha is represented by the representatives of states and UTs. So the elections to Rajya Sabha are indirect. Okay. Next, Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is known as the house of the people. Why? Because the people are directly elected from the people of India. So the representatives are directly elected, and that's how we find Lok Sabha as the house of people, or we can say lower house. Okay, upper house Rajya Sabha, lower house Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. Okay, then comes the president. He or she is the highest formal authority, head of state. We have seen in previous video. Please follow that video up for detailed information on the president. But president is neither a member of Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, but she is the integral part of the parliament. If you ask about the members of Rajya Sabha, president is not there. Members of Lok Sabha, president is not there. But if you talk about an integral part, yes, president is an integral part. Why? How, sir? Well, then what is the use of president being there? Use is he or she gives all the assents to bills, correct? He or she summons, prorogues, she dissolves the Lok Sabha, she issues ordinances, correct? Correct. So, and also, president's election is carried out by elected MPs and MLAs. Remember, electoral college, correct? So, that is why president is the integral part of the parliament. Okay, let us go ahead. A comparative study, let us do. Rajya Sabha has 250 members and Lok Sabha has 550 members. The current strength is 245 and 543 respectively. That is 229 from state, 4 from UT, and 12 nominated members. Okay. 543 is 530 from state and 13 from UT. Okay. Now, here there is a small correction. It is not the 195th, it is the 104th Amendment Act, which ended the two Anglo-Indian nominations to Lok Sabha. So there are no more nominations to Lok Sabha. Please remember that. Okay. So the current strength is 245 and 543. They, the people in Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected by state MLAs and special UT electoral colleges for Delhi, Pondicherry, and JNK. They are not elected by the people of India. Coming to Lok Sabha, directly elected by the people via territorial constituencies. We call them as general elections. Okay. What are the exclusive powers of Rajya Sabha? With great power comes great responsibility, correct? So, must approve transfers of state list and matters to Union Parliament. And in ordinary bills, they both have equal powers. Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha have equal powers in ordinary bills. But Lok Sabha has ultimate power over money bills, and Council of Ministers are more heavy here. Okay. So Lok Sabha has been given more power in certain cases because obviously Lok Sabha is elected by the people of India. Okay. Okay. Next, operating the machinery. How it operates. Rajya Sabha, to be a member of Rajya Sabha, you need to be at least 30 years old. Correct? You need to be an Indian citizen. Obviously, a Pakistani citizen won't suffice here and must take an oath and or affirmation. Residency can be registered as a voter in any state and tenure cycle is 6 years. Please remember this. Every second year, one third people in Rajya Sabha are retired. So if I get elected to Rajya Sabha in 2026, my retirement will be 2032. Okay. Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha, you need to be a 25-year-old to be qualified to enter as Lok Sabha. Correct? Registered voter in any constituency. SC/ST reservation applies for reserve seats and oath and affirmation is required in both the cases. Make sure you are giving the appropriate oath and affirmation for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Without that, the membership is not ratified. Tenure 5 years. So tenure is 5 years. Now, what happens? This tenure is subject to dissolution by the president. Correct? And this tenure can be extended by 1 year at a time during national emergency. So suppose 2026, I got elected to Lok Sabha. Oh, thank God for giving me so much of blessings to become a member of parliament. Okay. I got elected to Lok Sabha 2026. 2031 will be my last, correct? After that, it will get dissolved. But if national emergency is imposed, then 2032, then 1 year again, 2033, president can extend the life of Lok Sabha. Okay, maximum 6 months post emergency, it can work. Then re-election has to be there. So please be careful. Please think of it that from examination point of view, these yellow things are very important. That's why I've changed the colors. Okay, the minimum age group of both of them. House of Elders. Rajya Sabha is nicknamed as House of Elders. So elders means 30 is more than 25 years, right? So elders will go to Rajya Sabha, younger will go to Lok Sabha. Remember it like that. This is for your memory. I'm giving you it as a trick. 5 years for Lok Sabha, 6 years for Rajya Sabha. Please remember 250 members here, 550 in Lok Sabha. Okay, let us go ahead. Disqualification. What are the grounds? Constitutional grounds say that any person will be disqualified to be a member if he or she holds an office of profit under union state government with parliamentary exemptions. Exemptions might be there, but office of profit should not be held. Correct? Or they have been declared of unsound mind by a court. Correct? Unsound mind, not unsound. Okay? Discharged, undischarged, insolvent. undischarged insolvent, or if they lose the Indian citizenship. They have to be Indian citizen first. Okay, these are constitutional grounds on which you can face disqualification. Now, what are statutory grounds? What is the statute? The statute is Representation of People Act 1951. As per that, any member will be disqualified if he or she is found guilty of election offences or corrupt practices. Otherwise, convicted for offences resulting in 2+ years of imprisonment. Now, this is very important. 2+ years of, suppose 2.5 years of imprisonment I got, I cannot be a member. Dismissed from government service for corruption or disloyalty, promoting group enmity or bribery, and preaching or practicing social crimes, untouchability, dowry, or sati. These are the statutory grounds. So I have brought specially in depth for you constitutional and statutory both. So these are very important. We need to understand how and why disqualification can happen. Okay. Again, I would like to say these things are important from examination point of view. This 2+ years. Okay. Next, floor leadership. Now, who is the leader? What happens in the leadership? Leader of the house. Usually, the prime minister or a nominated minister is the leader of the house. So, who is the leader of the house? It is the prime minister. Correct? Or a nominated minister by the prime minister exercises direct influence on business conduct. Origin mentioned in the rules of the house. You might ask me, sir, where it is mentioned. How will I know? It is mentioned in the rules of the house, not mentioned in the constitution. It is not mentioned in the constitution. Okay. Then, who is leader of the opposition? Leader of the opposition is the leader of the largest opposition party. Now, sir, what do you mean by the largest opposition party? That is, that party should have minimum of 1/10 seats. Okay, that is the largest. They provide constructive criticism and alternative government, enjoys cabinet minister facilities. So leader of opposition is equal to a cabinet minister. Please remember that. Okay. Provide constructive criticism. I doubt this. I doubt how much of it is followed in India. You might be knowing really well. But yeah, that is their duty, primary duty. Origin accorded statutory regulation in 1977. Leader of opposition. Okay. Whip. Sir, what is the whip? So, assistant floor leader. You can call them as assistant floor leader of any political party. What they will do? They are like a class monitor. We have a class leader, right? So they behave like monitors. They will see the members' behavior. They will ensure attendance. They will secure voting support. So if any voting is going on for any bill, the whip will make sure nobody is voting opposite side. Okay. Origin again based purely on parliamentary conventions. There is no mention of whip in any constitution or statute. So it is completely a Indian, this thing, parliamentary convention. Okay. Okay. Next. So just a moment. Next, we have rhythm of democracy. Now, how does the parliamentary sessions take place? How our legislature works, right? We should know about it. What are the proper, you can say, themes, function systems for it, correct? So, what are the functions? Let us have a look. Our parliament works in 3 sessions. Okay. So, January, February, and March, 3 months, we have the budget session. Budget session, the longest block marked as the primary engine. Okay. So, one of the longest session is the budget session. That is January to April. Almost it is 3.5 months. Okay. In this, the budget is presented, it is passed, voted, discussed, etc. All the things related to budget happens. Then there is a gap. Maximum gap between 2 sessions cannot exceed 6 months. Again, this is in Article 85. Very, very important from examination point of view. Correct? Okay. Article 85 says that the session cannot, the gap cannot exceed 6 months. Parliamentary calendar week. So just like a representation in a form of a wheel. Then we have a monsoon session that is May, June, July, and it might go up to August. Usually July, August. So second session, correct? June to August. It changes. It can change. Okay. Sometimes it changes. Again, see, only 2 months gap is there, not more than that. Correct? Next, we have the winter session. This is the shortest session. This is the shortest. Just November and December. Okay? So there are three sessions: budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. Okay? Chal. Next. How does the procedure work? So, stage one, what are the, you can say, adjournments available? Correct? First is the normal adjournment. What is adjournment? It is nothing but suspension of work in a sitting for a specified time. So the if there is too much of noise, too much of, you can say, a disturbance or some issues are there, they will suspend it or adjourn. Who will adjourn? The speaker or the chairman of Rajya Sabha up to some hours or days. Presiding officer is the authority, speaker or chairman. But they have to specify that, okay, we will, that Lok Sabha is adjourned till tomorrow 2 p.m. Okay, but it might happen they will adjourn, but they will not tell when to come again. So it will be adjourned till unspecified time. That is called adjourn sign time. Adjournment sign time terminates a sitting without fixing a specific date time for the next meeting. Again, who will do? Presiding officer. Okay, please make sure you understand that these are sittings. Now, if the whole session is stopped, that is called prorogation. Prorogation means it will terminate a sitting and the entire session of the house. Now, who can do that? President of India will do that. Okay, prorogation and dissolution is done by the president. Dissolution means it will end the life of Lok Sabha entirely. Okay, so super important. Make sure you're following up with me. Any doubts, put it into the comments. Make sure you stay tuned and learn as much as possible. Okay. Now there is a lame duck session. What is this lame duck? Correct. So what happens when there is a re-election, when the election has happened, there are some MPs who could not win. Correct? They could not get elected again. So they are called lame ducks. Lame ducks are existing members who fail to win re-election. Now they'll have to leave the house. So they are called lame ducks. Okay. I hope this gets cleared. Next, we have operational fail-safe. So there is something called quorum. Quorum is like minimum attendance to run the parliament. That is, if I'm talking about quorum in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, it is 1/10 of the membership required. Absolute minimum membership required to conduct a meeting is 1/10. Okay. Now, if there is a difference of opinion between the two houses on an ordinary law, then what happens? Lok Sabha's larger strength usually prevails. If there is a deadlock, Article 108, there is a deadlock. No one is like, it is not getting through. So there is a joint sitting, which is called by joint sitting. Both the houses will come and it will be called by the president. The joint sitting will be presided by the Lok Sabha speaker. So see, again, Lok Sabha has been given an upper hand. Correct? If he is absent, it will be taken care by Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, and if he is also absent, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay, this is how the basics quorum, that is 1/10 of the membership of the House, has to be there for the smooth conduct of the day. And if there is a difference, joint sitting. Who will call upon the joint sitting? President. Okay. Let us go ahead. Now, what are the devices? First is the question hour. Every day starts at 11 a.m. Question hour will be there. First hour of every sitting is the question hour, dictated by the rules of procedure. Ministers respond to member questions. There will be questions which have been asked to the minister, so they will reply to them. Just after the question hour, the 0 hour comes in at 12 p.m. So this is nowhere mentioned anywhere. This is Indian innovation, Indian parliamentary innovation, not in any rule book. It will start immediately after question hour. Now, what will be there in this 0 hour? Matters of importance. Members raise matters without prior notice, sudden importance, if any important matter is there. Okay, then regular business comes up. Okay, this is the formal agenda. This is the regular proceeding. The bills will be brought, motions, discussions will take place. Okay, so this is how uh, the proceedings of the day go ahead in the this thing. Okay, next question are now there are three kinds of questions which can be asked in the Lok Sabha. What are these? First is starred questions. So you can imagine a star, correct? These star questions will require an oral answer. Okay, an oral answer. If I have asked a start question to you, you reply me orally. Okay, supplementary questions are permitted. So if a start question is there, I ask you orally, you reply me orally, and then again I can ask a question on you. It's not that I can ask only one question, but there are some unstarred questions which have to be asked in a written manner. Written manner. Okay. In this, supplementary questions are not allowed. Okay. Supplementary questions are not allowed. Short notice questions. If I need to ask a question at short notice, less than 10 days notice has to be given. It requires an oral answer. Okay. What short notice entails, it's like any matter of urgent public attention. Correct? Urgency. Urgent. So please remember three kinds of questions: starred, unstarred, and short notice questions. Okay. Going ahead, we have some motions like call attention motion. So the it is moved by a member to call a minister's attention to urgent public importance. Anything which requires urgent public this thing. So that is moved by a member to call upon a minister. Okay. Half an hour discussion. Again, for matters of sufficient public importance, the speaker allots up to 3 days a week. No formal motion or voting is required. Okay. Short duration discussion. So see, half an hour, then short, 2 hour. Any urgent public, again, importance matter is there. Speaker allots up to 2 days a week. No formal motion or voting is required. Anything comes up, 2 hours of discussion is allowed. Special mention, that is Rule 3777. A catch-all for matters that don't fit other devices. So that is special mention. Called special mention in Rajya Sabha, Rule 377 in Lok Sabha. So 377 in Lok Sabha and special mention in Rajya Sabha. If they don't fit anywhere here, they are called as special mention. Call attention motion, urgent importance discussion, half an hour discussion, 3 days a week, half an hour discussion is there, 2 hours discussion, 2 days a week, special mention or Rule 377. Jurisdiction of motions. So we have adjournment motion. We have already discussed it that urgent public importance is there or due to any other issue, adjournment is done. Contains an element of censure against the government. Okay. Censure motion states specific reason for adoption. Now, this will target individual ministers or groups, not the entire floor, okay, or entire council. For specific policies, you can drag the entire council, but usually for one or two individual or groups. No confidence motion is ultimate test of survival. It is for entire floor. If no confidence motion is passed, the government falls. And cut motions are there, specifying budget allocations. Now, privilege motion, it is available in both the houses. It censures a minister for breaching the privilege of the house. It is like you can say indiscipline. In layman's language, we can say any sort of indiscipline. Correct? Call attention motion is there. It is seeking an authoritative statement and no day yet named motion admitted by the speaker but awaiting a scheduled date for discussion. So that is no day yet named motion. That matter is there, but when the discussion will happen, we don't know. Okay, so we discussed no confidence motion, that is Article 75 of the Constitution, where Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. At least 50 members are required to admit the uh, initiation of the no confidence motion resolution. And if passed, the entire office is removed. Motion of thanks is the president's address, correct, to both the houses. It occurs first session after general election and first session of every fiscal year, correct. The motion must be passed. Failure to pass amount defeats the government. So motion of thanks is given by the president's address. Okay. And point of order is raised by opposition to enforce house rules or constitutional articles. Suspends proceedings, no debate allowed. If point of order is passed, proceedings will be suspended and there will be no more further discussion. Okay. So we have some policy cut motions, economic cut motions. This is to, modify the budget, put cuts in the budget. A special power is vested in Lok Sabha to oppose demands in the finance bill. Correct? If adopted, it will oblige the government to resign. Now, what are the demand for that? Policy cut motion. It is to exactly cut the demand to rupee 1. It represents outright disapproval of the policy underlying. They are not at all happy. They will say you reduce it to rupee 1. Not at all happy. Policy cut motion. Economic cut motion is when demand reduced by a specific amount. That okay, this much you reduce in the budget. Okay, it represents push for specific economic efficiency. And token cut motion, it is demand reduced by exactly rupees 100. These are just some of the instruments which are provided for the efficient functioning of the government. So that is why it becomes very important for us to understand such part of the legislature of India. Okay. Now there are some closure motions. Okay. Moved by a member to abruptly cut short debate, force an immediate vote. Enough happened. Okay. Now we'll cut short the debate. Immediately voting will happen. Okay. This is called closure motion. Now closures are of different types. First is simple closure. Okay, now sufficiently we have discussed. Okay, now let us vote. So that is a simple normal closure. Okay, closure by compartments means clauses will be grouped into parts and debate covers the part as whole. So they will be grouped into parts and they will be discussed on these parts and the entire block will then be voted. Okay, there will be clauses, they will be grouped into parts, then these parts will be debated and entire block will be voted upon. Kangaroo closure, only highly important clauses are debated and voted. Intervening clauses are skipped and assumed passed. So only the important parts will be discussed and voted. Others are automatically meant to be passed if these are passed. Okay, so this is important. Guillotine closure, maximum severity. Due to lack of time, all undiscussed clauses are lumped together with discussed ones and forced to a single vote. Okay, so guillotine closure. What will happen due to lack of time? All undiscussed clauses, no, whatever has not been discussed, they will be put together, discussed on one go and voted upon. Okay, whatever is left undiscussed, discuss it in one go and vote, finish. So these are called closures. This is to save time and improve efficiency. Closure motions. Simple closure, compartment, kangaroo, and guillotine. These four you should remember. So, friends, we have seen so many things. We saw, about Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, the president, correct? We saw the membership, age group, profiling, disqualification, leadership, who is the leader where. We have seen the sessions of the parliament, adjournments, quorum. We saw proceedings, how the question hour takes place, zero hour takes place, regular business, types of questions. We saw types of motions, correct? Then also we have seen cut motions, closure motions. Correct? Now is the time to practice some good questions. Let us practice some good questions. Be ready. Open your notebooks. Write down the number of questions which you have done. Please put in comments how many you got right. Okay, so I have brought some 20 high yielding questions with explanations. Let us start. Don't look at the answer. Please solve the question and then look at the answer. Okay, first, the Parliament of India consists of who? The President and Lok Sabha only, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha only, President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Prime Minister, President and Lok Sabha. So if you would have carefully heard and seen my video, the very easy question, it is President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay. Under Article 79 of the Constitution, Parliament consists of three entities, that is the President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Okay. What is the maximum strength of Lok Sabha as per Constitution? So what is the maximum strength as per Constitution? What do you think? Maximum strength provided is 552, 530 from states, 20 from UTs. But 552, this 2 was removed from 104th Amendment Act. Correct? This earlier provision of two Anglo-Indian nominations has been cancelled. So now if the question comes, it will be 550. Okay? Because of 104th Constitution Amendment Act. Let us go ahead. The Rajya Sabha is a temporary house, permanent house, dissolved house, or a judicial house. What do you think? Obviously, the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and is never dissolved. Instead, one third of the member will retire every 2 years. Okay. Tenure of members of Rajya Sabha is 6. Okay. It is 6 years. While the house itself is permanent, each individual Rajya Sabha member serves a 6-year term. Okay. Next, the money bill can be introduced only in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, joint session, or either house. I told you Lok Sabha has some upper hands in certain cases, and one of them is this. So, Article 109 strictly states that money bill holds special status and can originate only in Lok Sabha. Please keep it in mind. Okay. Who certifies a bill as a money bill? Who will certify that? What do you think? Is it President, Prime Minister, Speaker, or Chief Justice? You might get confused with President, but don't get confused. It is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. It is the Speaker who will determine. Okay? Their decision on money bill certification is final and binding. If they say yes, yes. Okay? I hope you all are following up with me in this session. Okay, please practice these questions with me. Okay, next, the minimum age for membership of Lok Sabha is, see, so I had told you, House of Elders, correct? And House of Young. Young I only made, okay? There is no House of Young. Elders means more years of age, no? So less will be 25, obviously, correct? Article 84 prescribes the minimum age to be 25. So see, I have brought every article for you to remember in the explanation. The minimum age for Rajya Sabha is 30. So House of Elders is 30 years. House of Young is 25 years. Okay. This House of Young I have only made just to remember. The upper house requires more seniority. A person must be at least 30 years old. Okay. Come on to the next question. Who presides over the joint sitting of the parliament? So if over any bill, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, they are fighting. No deadlock is getting solved. Deadlock is there. Okay. So what will happen? There will be a joint sitting, and this joint sitting will be presided over by Speaker of the Lok Sabha. This is a frequent exam trap. This is a frequent exam trap. Even though the president summons the joint sitting, it is presided over by Speaker of Lok Sabha. Who will call upon the joint sitting? President will call upon. But who will preside? Speaker. Joint sitting provision is mentioned in where? Where it is mentioned? 85, 108, 110, or 123. It is the Article 108 which mentions about the deadlocks between the two houses. So it is the Article 108 which talks about the joint sitting and deadlock of this. Okay, let us go ahead. Which bills cannot be referred to a joint sitting? Which bill cannot be referred to a joint sitting? Ordinary bill? Obviously no. Finance bill, constitutional amendment bill, appropriation bill. So it is obviously the constitutional amendment bill. Under Article 368, both houses must pass. This is very important. Must pass a constitutional amendment separately. Deadlocks over amendments cannot be resolved via a joint sitting. Okay. The vice president is ex officio chairman of. See, very easy questions, no? I call them as lassi questions. They are lassi. Lassi we drink, no? Very smooth and sweet. These questions are smooth and sweet, no? Lassi, correct? So, it is Rajya Sabha. The vice president is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay? Next, quorum. Remember, we had studied quorum in either house is how much? One-fifth of the total members, one-eighth, one-tenth, or half. So what was it? It was one-tenth. At least one-tenth of the total membership must be present for the House to legally continue the proceedings. At least one-tenth. It happens, no? Parliament can legislate on state list during national emergency under which article? In the time of national emergency, Parliament can legislate in behalf of state under Article 250. A national emergency fundamentally shifts power. Article 250 temporarily grants Parliament the powers of stateless. Okay, so make sure you remember this Article 250. Next, which house has more powers regarding money bill? It is the same house where the money bill first comes. What do you think? Obviously, the Lok Sabha. Again, a lassi question, correct? So, Lok Sabha holds ultimate financial authority. The Rajya Sabha can only recommend changes to a money bill. It is on Lok Sabha whether to accept them or not. Correct? Within 14 days, if Rajya Sabha doesn't uh, send the money bill, pass the money bill, it is automatically deemed to be passed. So Rajya Sabha can only recommend the changes. Rajya Sabha can delay a bill for maximum, just now we talked about it, it is 14 days. It is legally deemed to pass if it is not passed within 14 days. Okay, now next question. Stay tuned with me. Please make sure you're practicing these questions. They are of high importance. I have researched them and brought, including high yielding PYQs. Okay, ordinance making power of president is under which article? Ordinance. Article 123 empowers the president to promulgate ordinances, giving them legislative authority. Okay, but can an ordinance change the constitution, amend the constitution? No, an ordinance cannot amend the constitution, but they will have the force equal to parliament law. Okay, so always remember ordinance 123. Which house can remove the vice president? Now, which house do you think will have the priority on this? It is a logical question, correct? Vice president is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. So, only Lok Sabha, only Rajya Sabha, or only Rajya Sabha initiates resolution, Supreme Court or President. So, it is only Rajya Sabha initiates resolution. The resolution to remove the vice president will always come only in Rajya Sabha because VP is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. The removal resolution must originate there, though the Lok Sabha must subsequently agree to it and a simple majority is passed. Okay, next question. The Speaker of Lok Sabha submits resignation to whom? The Speaker of Lok Sabha will resign to whom? So the speaker will not resign to president. The speaker will resign to deputy speaker. Please don't get confused. This is a very, tricky thing. We tend to think that it will be president because president is also an integral part of the parliament. But the speaker will always resign to deputy speaker. Okay. To maintain parliamentary independence from the executive branch, the speaker resigns directly to the deputy speaker. Okay. The last question for today. I know you have been waiting for it. Uh, Let us see. 0 hour in Parliament starts at, what do you think? So, the hour at Parliament starts at 12 noon. It is an Indian innovation. Make sure you remember that it is not mentioned in any constitution or statute or rules of house. 0 hour starts exactly at 12 p.m. after the question hour. So first the question hour, then 0 hour, then the business of the day. Okay, friends, we have completed the topic, the Central Legislature, with very high yielding 20 top questions. Make sure you practice all of them. See this video again. If you have any doubt, put your doubts in comments. Make sure you also subscribe and share with your friends. Also, put your questions. How many of you got how many questions right out of 20? We'll be coming up with more topics. Please see this series, the whole series. I'm there with you. Please ask as many doubts as possible. Thank you and have a nice day.